Have you ever felt the stinging, bitter reality of betrayal from someone you trusted to go to war with you in the trenches? Welcome back, baseball fans, to another highly charged, incredibly complex edition of our exclusive deep dive into the Philadelphia Phillies 2026 spring training camp down in the sun-drenched fields of Clearwater, Florida. Today, we are not talking about triumphant injury returns, massive contract extensions, or towering home runs. We are tackling a dark, frustrating reality that has cast a heavy, suffocating shadow over the clubhouse. We are talking about the devastating consequences of trying to cheat the baseball gods, the brutal fallout of a failed drug test, and how a moment of profound selfishness has completely upended the roster. The breaking news hitting the wire is an absolute gut punch to the organization. Electric outfielder Johan Rojas has been slapped with a devastating 80-game suspension by Major League Baseball after testing positive for a banned performance-enhancing substance. Let that sink in for a moment. 80 games, exactly half of the grueling regular season, completely wiped out because of a disastrous lapse in judgment. What makes this bitter pill so incredibly hard for the Philadelphia faithful to swallow is that this is not an isolated incident. Rojas is now the third member of the Phillies organization to be suspended for a banned substance in the last calendar year, following the heartbreaking suspensions of elite high-leverage reliever Jose Alvarado last May and outfielder Max Kepler just this past January. This is a deeply concerning, systemic trend that has the front office absolutely seething and the fan base demanding immediate accountability. When you wear the red pinstripes, you carry the weight of a blue-collar city that demands authenticity, grit, and honest hard work. Trying to shortcut your way to success is the ultimate sin in the eyes of this passionate crowd. Rojas was heavily projected to battle for a crucial starting spot in the outfield this spring, bringing his elite, gold glove caliber defense to a team desperate for run prevention. Now he is banished from the facility, leaving his teammates to answer uncomfortable questions from the national media while he appeals a decision that rarely gets overturned. The immediate reaction across the Delaware Valley is a potent mixture of profound disappointment and raw, unfiltered anger. But in the chaotic, unpredictable ecosystem of Major League Baseball, one man's catastrophic downfall is often another man's golden opportunity, and this suspension is about to trigger a massive domino effect. As the initial shockwave of the Johan Rojas suspension begins to settle across the league, a fascinating, almost poetic silver lining is rapidly emerging from the ashes of this roster crisis. To truly understand the tactical magnitude of this unexpected twist, we have to analyze the massive, headache-inducing logjam that manager Rob Thompson was staring down just a few days ago. The Phillies' outfield was a crowded, high-tension battleground. You had Rojas, desperate to prove his bat could finally catch up to his elite glove. You had the beloved bearded fan favorite Brandon Marsh, fighting tooth and nail to prove he is an everyday player and not just a situational platoon piece. And looming over all of them was the absolute crown jewel of the farm system, the 22-year-old phenom Justin Crawford, who was absolutely tearing the cover off the ball in the minor leagues. The coaching staff was agonizing over how to distribute at-bats without stunting the development of their young stars or alienating their established veterans. It was a ticking time bomb of locker room chemistry, a zero-sum game where every single strikeout or missed catch carried massive career implications. But the baseball universe has a strange, ruthless way of correcting itself. With Rojas forcibly removed from the equation for the next 80 games, that suffocating pressure valve has been completely released. This catastrophic suspension has accidentally transformed a stressful roster impasse into a beautifully harmonious solution. Brandon Marsh and Justin Crawford are no longer locked in a cutthroat competition for the same patch of grass in center field. Instead, the outfield depth chart has been violently cleared, allowing the Phillies to deploy both of these dynamic athletes simultaneously. The tactical shift here is absolutely massive for the front office. By removing the pressure of a three-way platoon, they have given Crawford the ultimate green light to breathe, develop, and adjust to major league pitching without constantly looking over his shoulder. The fan base, which was previously divided into fiercely loyal camps arguing over who deserved to start, is now universally united behind this new, electrifying outfield duo. Half of the fans are furious at Rojas for his selfish actions, viewing his suspension as a betrayal of the championship window. But the other half, the prospect-hugging analytical junkies, are secretly thrilled, viewing this as the exact catalyst needed to finally inject some desperate, youthful athleticism into an aging roster. This sudden, forced collaboration between Brandon Marsh and Justin Crawford has birthed one of the most heartwarming and crucial storylines of this entire 2026 spring training camp. We are witnessing the real-time evolution of a profound mentorship that could define the future of the Philadelphia Phillies franchise for the next decade. Justin Crawford is just 22 years old. He was selected 17th overall in the 2022 MLB draft, carrying the immense, crushing weight of his father Carl Crawford's legendary baseball bloodline. Arriving in a city like Philadelphia, a city with a sports radio culture that will mercilessly boo a Hall of Famer for not hustling down the first baseline, is a psychological gauntlet that can shatter a young kid's confidence into a million pieces. The transition from the quiet, low-stakes environment of the minor leagues to the blinding, unforgiving national spotlight of Citizens Bank Park is absolutely terrifying. But Crawford is not walking into this inferno alone. Brandon Marsh has completely taken the young phenom under his wing, transforming from a positional rival into a fiercely protective older brother. The stories leaking out of the clubhouse are incredible. According to local beat writers, Marsh even took Crawford out and bought him a custom-tailored suit, ensuring the rookie looks absolutely impeccable and feels like a true professional when he steps in front of the national media cameras. That is not just a nice gesture, that is elite, championship-level locker room leadership. Marsh understands exactly what Crawford is going through because he lived it. When Marsh first broke into the big leagues with the Los Angeles Angels at the tender age of 23, he was a ball of nervous energy, desperately trying to prove he belonged. He recently confessed to reporters, "I was trying to be Superman. They helped me ease into the game. And I am trying to do the same for J. Craw." Who were the guys who helped Marsh? None other than three-time MVP Mike Trout and a clubhouse full of seasoned veterans. Marsh absorbed that invaluable wisdom in Anaheim, and now, in a beautiful passing of the torch, he is downloading that exact same mental blueprint into Justin Crawford's mind. He is teaching the kid how to manage the adrenaline, how to brush off a bad strikeout, and how to carry the weight of the world without letting it crush his spirit. This mentorship is the invisible glue that holds a championship roster together. As we rapidly approach opening day, the anticipation surrounding this newly formed outfield alliance is reaching an absolute fever pitch. For the past few seasons, the Philadelphia Phillies have been heavily criticized by national pundits for lacking a true, dynamic youth movement. They have relied on aging, expensive veterans to carry the heavy offensive load, resulting in a roster that sometimes looks sluggish and one-dimensional on the base paths. They have desperately lacked that raw, unbridled, youthful competitiveness that can ignite a dugout on a random Tuesday night in July. Justin Crawford is the ultimate antidote to that specific problem. He brings an electrifying, game-changing profile to the lineup, elite bat-to-ball contact skills, and absolutely terrifying, blazing speed that can turn a routine grounder into a double and manufacture runs out of thin air. With Johan Rojas out of the picture for the foreseeable future, Crawford is fully expected to be the starting center fielder when the umpire yells "play ball" on opening day. Imagine the sheer electricity in the stadium. Picture a scenario in late April. The Phillies are locked in a tight one-run battle against the rival Atlanta Braves. A ball is laced into the deep right center field gap. Instead of a veteran laboring to cut it off, you have the 22-year-old Crawford gliding across the outfield grass like a gazelle, making a spectacular diving catch and immediately firing a strike to the infield. That is the kind of youthful injection this franchise has been starving for. And he will be doing it with Brandon Marsh standing right next to him in left field, constantly communicating, positioning him, and keeping his heart rate under control. The Johan Rojas suspension is a dark, ugly stain on the organization's record, a frustrating reminder of the selfish decisions that can jeopardize a World Series dream. But the baseball gods work in mysterious ways. By removing the logjam, they have paved the runway for a rookie sensation to take flight. Now, I turn it over to you, the absolute most passionate, educated, and fiercely loyal fan base in the entire sport. What is your final, unfiltered verdict on this massive roster shakeup? Are you absolutely furious at Johan Rojas for his 80-game suspension? Or are you secretly thrilled that it clears the path for Justin Crawford to start every single day? Do you believe Brandon Marsh's mentorship will be the key to unlocking Crawford's superstar potential? Drop your boldest predictions and your deepest frustrations down in the comments section below. I read every single one of your insights. If you crave this level of elite baseball analysis, do me a massive favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a breaking story. Stay loud, stay faithful, and as always, let's go Phillies.